Hi everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to lesson number 11. Today we have a special lesson because we're going to learn two expressions. The first expression is here you go, and the second expression is there you go. Okay, here you go, there you go. We're also going to look at some prepositions today. So I have some prepositions here, and later we're going to look at some quantifiers, which are words that quantify how much of something there is. Okay, so are you ready? Let's jump right in. Let's start with here you go and there you go. So the expression here you go and the other expression that we have today is there you go. These expressions can be used interchangeably, but in certain cases, they can take on their own meanings depending on the context. So I would say that usually if somebody is handing something to you or they have something close to them. For example, I have a marker in my hand. This marker is close to me. Okay, so I can pick up this marker, I have it close to me, and then I give it to you. I give it to another person. They will, I would say, or whoever is doing this would say, here you go, right? So you ask me for a blue marker or a green marker or whatever you want, and I take it, it's close to me, I say, here you go. Like if, for example, I had whatever in my hand, a picture, some donut or cake or whatever I have, I can offer it to somebody. I could say, here you go, it's an offer. It's like, I took the time to grab this for you, it's not a problem, but this is yours now. You can have it. You can take it. Here you go. Let's go ahead and look at the next expression. The next expression is there you go. Okay, there you go. It's basically the same thing, but there is a little bit more of an emphasis that something is further away. For example, this marker is close to me. I have this marker right here. It's very close, but let's say something is further away and I have to walk a little bit to go get it. Okay, now let's say somebody asks you for something out of their reach. It is so far they cannot touch it, they cannot go get it themselves. All right, so when you go and you grab it, okay, let's say for example I take a book or something, you grab it and you give it to them, okay, you can say there you go. Okay, there you go, because it implies that the object that you grabbed was a little bit further away. All right, now also, this expression right here, there you go, is a little bit more abstract. Like, let's say, for example, you can use it when you're reaching a conclusion in a thought process. For example, let's say that you are a teacher and you are in class and your students are asking questions in class. Now, one of your students raises their hand and answers the question that you have correctly. Then you, as a teacher, you can say to them, there you go, there you go, like, you're right, that's correct, there you go, good job, there you go, meaning that is correct, you have the correct response, you're right. But again, it can be used for a physical object that is also placed further away, like the book that I showed you. So, there you go is a little bit more abstract, and here you go, we use it for objects that are close by. Or if you're in a restaurant and you order food at a restaurant and the waiter or the waitress comes over and they say, here you go, here you go, here you go, like here's your food. That's also another case in which we would use here you go. All right, so now let's go ahead and move on and look at some prepositions. Okay, now prepositions are things that show where things are located, proximity to other things. So let's go ahead and look at them. In. All right, so the first one that we have is in. You can use in with cities like in San Francisco, in New York City, in Paris, in whatever city you want to use, in Tokyo. We use this with countries as well. For example, in America, in Canada, in Mexico. You can use it with continents. In Africa, in Asia, in Antarctica, in Australia. So the next one that we have is at. Okay, so at we can use when, maybe I should write this. Would you like me to write it? In, we can use with cities, places, I'll say. And then we have at, it's more of a specific location. Hey, Where are you? Oh, I'm at the lake. Okay, you're at a specific spot. Okay, where are you? You are at the lake. You are at that specific spot. You can also use it, for example, where is your house? Okay, it's at the river. Or you can say it's at the school. It's at the bridge. You know, you name a specific location in your town or in your city or in a place, and people can locate that place, wherever it is, and this helps to identify that it's a specific place. Okay, when we say at somewhere, it's more specific than in. Okay, then we have near. Okay, so I'll put specific, more specific. Okay, so then we have the word here, near. Okay, near is like close to. Okay, that's a synonym. We could say close as well, close. It's close to you. For example, this marker is close to my face. See how close it is? It's very close. You can also use near. So it's near my face, it's close to my face. You choose whichever word you want. And then we have next to. Okay, so let's say you have a house right here, and there is another house next to it. Okay, so next to means right next to something. For example, I can stand here and I can be on the right side of the screen from how you're looking. I'm on the right side of the screen. Okay, but if I stand right next to myself, right here, I'm on the left side of the screen. Okay, I'm on your left side of the screen. Okay, here I'll stand in the middle. I'm in the middle of the screen. So that's next to, next to. Then we have behind, meaning in back of you. Okay, so that's another way to say it. We could say behind, or you can say in back of, in back of. So, for example, you have a car here. Okay, I'm not good at drawing, guys, right? And the car is going this way. And then in back of you, or behind you, you have another car. Okay? It's also going that way. So this is behind or in back of, right here. Okay? And then we have in front of, which is the opposite. Okay? So this one, for example, this car is in front of this car. Okay? So this car is in front of this car. And then we have on top of. Okay, on top of, so that just means something is above you. Okay, so on top of. For example, there is a cat on top of this house. Okay, all right, I hope that's a good cat. Okay, there's an animal on top of this house, on top of, at the top. Okay, then we have under. Okay, under means below. So that's another word you could say. Under means below. Okay, so under the house. Okay, under the car. Below the house, below the car. Below my feet, there is cement. Okay, below my feet, there is also a carpet. Okay, so below, it means under something. Then we have far from. For example, that just means there's a big difference. For example, Africa is far from North America. South America is far from Asia, etc. We're talking about distances. Mars, the planet Mars, is far from Earth. Okay, so far from. Across. Okay, across. Let's say you have a street right here. Okay, here's a street, and you have a tree right here, and then across from the tree, you have, I don't know, you have people. Okay, you have maybe 1, 2, or 3 people. Okay, so that means across. Okay, across. So across from me right now is a camera. Across from me is, you know, how I'm recording this video right now. I have a computer and I have a camera across from me. Okay, across. Then we have inside. Inside means like in the interior of something, inside the house, inside the car, or you could say outside. Generally, when we say outside, we mean outside the house, outside where there's trees, outside where there's rivers, outside where there's weather, you know, outside it rains, outside it snows, outside it's hot, outside it's cold. So outside just means outside of the house, in the environment, okay? All right, guys, so let's move on from prepositions, which help you locate things. You know, you find where they are in proximity to another thing, including yourself. But now we're going to look at quantifiers. So I'll turn like this. We have a few quantifiers, and they go from a lot to very, very, very little. Okay, so let's look at a lot. So we have loads of, tons of, bunch of, okay? Jeff Bezos, okay, Jeff Bezos is the richest person in the world, or we can also say Elon Musk, he's also very rich. Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk have loads of money, or you could say tons of money, or you can say they have a bunch of money. You choose what expression you want. Loads of, tons of, and a bunch of means a lot, a lot, a lot. And then we have a lot of, okay? A lot of is, you know, we have loads of, tons of, and then we have a lot of, shrinks a little bit, it gets smaller, a lot of. And then we have so much, so many. Again, it shrinks a little bit, so much, so many. Then we have too much. For example, you're eating food and there is too much food in your plate. You can't finish your food because there is just too much, okay? So we would say too much food, okay? Or maybe something is too much money, okay? Too much money, it's expensive. A number of, okay, so we have too much here, and then we have a number of something, okay? So then we have some also shrinks a little bit. And then we get into the smaller numbers, okay? Like a few, okay? We have a few. And then we have little, right? Little. And then we have a little bit of, okay? A bit of, bit. And then we have barely. Barely means almost zero, okay? Almost nothing, okay? So then we have a bit of, which is like that. And then we have barely. And then we have hardly. And then we have not or no, which means zero, nothing. And then not any means nothing at all, okay? So we have loads of, tons of, bunch of. We have a lot of. We have so much, so many, too much, too much. A number of, some, a few, little, a bit of, barely, hardly, and then you could say not or no, and then not any, all right? So these ones are pretty easy, guys, but just make sure you memorize those, all right? So let's go ahead and take a look at some expressions. The expressions are there is, there are, there isn't, and there aren't. Now, oftentimes when you use expressions, you're going to use them with quantifiers and prepositions when you use there is, there are, there isn't, and there aren't, okay? Remember, guys, that there isn't means there is not. And there aren't means there are not. Okay? These are contractions. Contractions are when you take a longer word and you make it smaller. It's a contraction of something else. We use lots of contractions in English. Okay? So let's go ahead and move on. Number one, there are tons of coffee shops in front of City Hall. Okay, so we have tons of, meaning a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot, okay? There are tons of coffee shops in front of City Hall, okay? City Hall is where the mayor works, where the governor is, or maybe where the politics takes place for a country or a city. Oftentimes, politics happens in the City Hall, where they run the place. So again, tons of coffee shops where you go to drink coffee. For example, if you're in Canada, Tim Hortons is a coffee shop. Dunkin' Donuts is a coffee shop. In the United States, a lot of Starbucks. Okay, there's a lot of Starbucks. There also a lot of coffee shops in Spain. The country of Spain has I think tons of coffee shops, loads of coffee shops, a bunch of coffee shops. In front of means facing, okay? So you can say in front of. That's another word we could say. I'll write it here for you. So if you don't want to say in front of, you can say facing. Facing. Okay? Facing. So there are tons of coffee shops facing City Hall. There are tons of coffee shops in front of City Hall. Number 2, there aren't a lot of things to do far from our hotel. Okay? Now oftentimes when Americans say this word right here, they will say it are. Are, or sometimes they'll say it our. Okay? So oftentimes it sounds like are, A-R-E. And other people will pronounce it like hour, like there are 24 hours in a day. You get what I mean? It sounds like hour, and it sounds like the word are. But really it's just this word, are. Okay? So in front of our hotel. Number 3, there is so much to see inside the museum. Okay? In the interior of the building, there is so much to see inside the museum. Number 4, there are no bathrooms on top of the mountain. Okay, on top of the mountain. So you have basically a big mountain, right? Like Mount Everest, and you're climbing up, going to the top. Okay, and there are no bathrooms. Okay, there are no bathrooms on top of the mountain. Okay, if we're going to use this word, not, if you want to use not instead of no, you would have to say it like, there are not any bathrooms on top of the mountain. Okay? And number 5, guys, number 5, there is too much crime in this place. There is too much crime. All right? There's a lot of but you're expressing there's too much crime. It doesn't feel safe to you. Okay? So anyways, guys, those are the prepositions, the expressions here you go, there you go, and the quantifiers. Okay? And the expressions there is, there are, there isn't, and there aren't. Okay? So I think that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching this lesson. I hope this lesson wasn't too hard for you guys. I hope it was easy to follow for you. So in any case, I'll see you in the next lesson, okay? Take care. Bye.